What's going on, guys? I'm here with one of our clients, Luke from Hebert Marketing, who went from $0 last month, no clients, to now hitting 19K a month, literally like your first month, like starting this thing, right?
Yeah, kind of once I started to take it seriously, yeah, I went to 19K pretty fast.
That's crazy, dude. I wish I had a first month in business like that. I'm jealous.
Yeah.
That's great. Tell us a little bit about kind of your story, your background, how you got into this. Like, just give people who maybe don't know you a little bit of background on you, if you don't mind.
Yeah, so I started working with a camera last year. Like before last year, I never touched a camera before. I feel like I'm a little bit different in the sense of I learned how to use the camera to make money rather than like a passion sort of thing. Even though I've always been a creative person, like I always did music. So yeah, so I started doing it, but I was kind of doing freelancing stuff. Nothing really stuck. A lot of one-off gigs. I really didn't know what direction to go in, but I knew there had to be a way. And a couple, probably like at the beginning of this year, I got referred to your program through someone that went through it,
Oh, really?
right?
Cool.
Yeah, I was hired as a second videographer, and I was asking the guy, we had a long car ride.
Who was it? I'm curious. If you don't
It's
mind.
Ryan Mancini.
I love Ryan. He's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah, so I,
that's
I
cool.
ran into him randomly, and then he hired me as a second videographer, and he was telling me about his structures, and I was just curious about how everything worked, and I was like, how did you do it? And he told me about your program, and it was a paradigm shift. I was like, oh my God, this is how I can stop, doing these one-off gigs and actually make like a legitimate business out of this that has reoccurring revenue, right? Like I heard about retainers, but I didn't know how to go about it. And so I kind of took the leap, even though I wasn't making really any money, and kind of just took the opportunity, even though, I couldn't
Yeah.
even
I mean,
fund
you
it
have to at
really,
some point, you know
you
what I
know?
mean? Like you have to just make a jump. I think at some point you have to do something different if what you're doing isn't working at the end of the day. And that's sounds like that's what you did. How were you getting clients or how were you trying to get clients up to that point? Like what were some of the things you were doing?
It was a lot of just referrals and word of mouth and no like ads. I wasn't doing anything other than like relying on my network.
Yeah.
So
And then that just wasn't getting you as far as you had wanted it to up to that point.
yeah, especially when I think not having an offer was the biggest issue. I was doing like pretty much everything, weddings, sports, music videos, a lot of stuff that I didn't have a product or an offer. So I think having you guys help me out with, structuring that offer so I actually had something to pitch people was a game changer for sure.
Yeah. And what, just so everyone knows, like what niche did you decide to go into? What does that offer kind of look like if you don't mind sharing? You don't have to share everything, but maybe just kind of a brief overview of like who you serve, how that works, like what that looks like.
Gotcha. So I decided to go with home service, and the offer is ads and content. So I've done like 10 pieces of content per month for people usually, and that includes ads, and they usually just post the ads too. So as I've gotten more reps in, I've kind of learned that those can be combined. So yeah, that's what the offer looks like, and I kind of found a sub niche by accident, which is cabinetry. So more than half of my clients are cabinetry
It's so
wholesalers.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
So
like what kind of made you stumble into that? You closed a couple and then you're like, man, these are really great people to work with. Because I'm sure they charge a decent amount of money for their services, right? So then for
yeah,
you to
they're
come in and help them, it's fairly seamless.
yeah, they're high ticket. And basically I got one cabinetry person as a client, my first client, and I did such a good job that they referred me to a bunch of other people
That's
in
awesome.
their industry.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then like you're still in the home service space. You charge them. Do you have like a 3 month minimum? Like how do people typically work with you? What does that look like?
I kind of went off on my own direction to what most people usually do, and I've been doing. I have a good amount on 3 month. I have some on more than that, but I kind of just get the feel when I'm on the call for like what to do, because I usually like to do the first month with no contract, no nothing, just to get in. It's like the money models
Yeah,
almost.
yeah. It's just it's an easy way to get them in, and then you just continuously over deliver for them, and then they want to stay and sign on for.
Yeah, and then after the first shoot, I'll just be like, "Hey, do you want to like lock me in now for a
Yeah,
couple months?"
they're like,
And
sure, yeah, that'd be great.
yeah,
Yeah,
after I've worked for them, it's easier to get them to sign the contracts to do this and do that, you
yeah,
know?
yeah. Of course, no, that makes a lot of sense, and it's a good strategy. I think there's a lot of ways to go about it. There's no one size fits all, and obviously, it's getting you to almost 20K a month, which is great, and like it's huge. So I guess like what I know we talked about offer. Has there been anything on like the inbound system that's been helpful? I mean, I know we talked about like the offer, right? Has there been anything within the inbound system, learning ads? Like, obviously, you're offering that to your clients now. Like, what's been some of the big breakthroughs on that side when it comes to like not just relying on word of mouth referrals and stuff like that to get clients?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing so far has been kind of utilizing Evan. He's been like such a great help. The dude knows so much. And also, you guys were very quick on the meta ads update, where a lot of other courses I feel like are still shoveling out the old methods. Where
For
right when the update came out, you put us onto that immediately. And that's how I've gotten such great results for my client, is because
just the creative variations and stuff like that, essentially.
yeah, pretty much. And then I would say just starting, well, I feel like because I've been in the course for 6 months, and I think I wasted the first 3 months just not doing the ads, and kind of like making sure everything was ready with the landing page and like watching the course stuff. And it was really just procrastinating.
Mm.
And yeah, and now like once I launched the ads, even though I wasn't ready, even though I didn't think they were perfect, is when everything like picked up like crazy.
Yeah,
And
because
I
you
was
actually
kind
got
of,
some inbound lead flow and people coming to you, people to talk to, that kind of thing.
yeah, and I put my, because I was avoiding that uncomfortable situation of like I really didn't know what to do when I did have sales calls, but like that's really how you learn. So I would recommend anyone to kind of just put themselves in that uncomfortable situation as soon as possible, because I think that procrastination of like waiting for everything to be perfect, and it's like,
Yeah.
well, I don't want to pitch ads when I don't know how and I don't have the testimonials. And it's
Or
like,
I don't want to like implement a new system to get more clients. I just want to keep kind of doing what I'm doing, hoping it gets better. It's like you have to kind of like push yourself into that uncomfortable situation to get the results that you're after at the end of the day.
exactly, man. It's just like just launch the ad and then tweak it a little bit. Don't wait until it's perfect, because that's just a cope, and I think it's a limiting belief, and it's people just avoiding that uncomfortability.
Yeah.
But like I like how I Evan told me like, "Hey man, just kind of pitch the ads and you'll always have me to help you out with that." And that was really good to know, like even though I didn't really know how to do it for my clients, I really had Evan kind of just do it for me, really. And now I'm getting more of the hang of it. So that's been absolute game changer, is having him, in the pocket for fulfilling my retainers and stuff.
100% because you can borrow his confidence to get to where you want to go, you know?
Yeah, like he knows what he's doing and he'll always help everybody with their ads. So
For sure.
so I knew they would be good. Even though I didn't know how to run them, I still got to pitch them, and that's kind of what makes you money, is running the ads,
Because
and
you're
just,
guaranteeing some sort of distribution and result for the client at the end of the day, you know?
yeah, and just trying to get that client win, because what happened was I got my client a $1 cost per lead, and they sell like their ticket price is at least 10K. And so once you get your client that win, then it's easy. It just gets easier after that. Kind of just, well, what I did was I ran the ad, and then I ended up doing like a free trial for the client, because he didn't really trust me because I didn't have that much stuff. And then I just did a good job. And it's like, that's a asset, that testimonial now, that I have forever,
Yeah, I mean, and having somebody who can help you with the ads, I think, is huge because I think a lot of video agencies and creative agencies are like they can create this beautiful content, but they don't have a real way to distribute it or get the client results. And like you're saying, you're getting your client $1 leads, and like someone like that, like they're going to be with you for a very long time because you're getting them something that's actually making them more money. But I think a lot of times people don't think about that within their offer. Like, how do I justify my price point? And then they're just getting people saying that they're not worth it at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Which I think is a huge piece of it.
Yeah, 100%. I feel a lot more valuable now, and I kind of felt like a fraud before because I knew that the clients weren't getting an ROI, and I was charging a lot of money, and they'd post like for one reel, and they'd post the reel, and in the back of my mind, I was just like, this isn't gonna do anything for their business, you know, and I
It's
kind
not,
of felt
you
like a
can't sell
fraud.
that in good conscience because you're like you don't think it's actually going to help. You're like, I can't sell this to you because it doesn't actually feel like you're going to get them any sort of results. It's like it's very hard to be confident about that, you know.
Yeah, it's
Otherwise, be
possible.
concerned, you know.
Yeah, because I'm not a con artist, man, but I was feeling like one for a while because I just knew
Yeah,
that the videos had no value. Now I do have that confidence, and it helps with everything. Once you do it one time, you have that confidence to where like sales gets easier because you just can just talk about you're just being honest and you know that you can help somebody and you've done it before. And so the sales process gets easier. Like before I was running ads, I was like looking at all your sales courses and I just didn't like understand it. That's what like I was saying before is you kind of have to start before you're ready and then everything falls into place, but you can't avoid that pain and that uncomfortability that comes with kind of just not knowing what you're doing. But I just trusted in you guys. I trusted in Evan and it worked out pretty quickly, man. Like it's been crazy, and I've kind of had to slow down
I was gonna
on
say we were
take.
talking about it on the last coaching call. You're like, I have so many clients that like we're doing like 20K a month. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, well, we need to like maybe get one or two more clients and then start hiring people to like get that
Yeah,
stuff off your plate, which is huge. Which is it's fun when things start going fast, man. You know, it's like you start to see the path. You're like, man, I could get to 100K, 150K a month in not that long of a time frame from here, which you genuinely could, which is huge.
yeah. So yeah, basically, I've kind of just been focused more on fulfillment now because it's just month one. I'm also like super young. I don't have kids or anything. So I'm like, let me just take this slow, and then I'm planning on taking some big bets pretty soon, like once I have my systems in place to really go crazy on the ads because I ran the ads for 1 month and then I
Yeah,
stopped.
it's crazy.
Yeah, I
That's
ran them for
crazy. And
one
you're at
month.
20K a month already almost. It's like and I think we were talking about that too. It's like let's stack some cash for the next couple months. Let's play it safe. Let's build up a nice big nest egg. You have, you know, like you said, you don't have a lot of expenses, which is huge. And then you can kind of put that money and then take bets where you have a safety net behind you of like, okay, I feel like I can make this bet because I have, you know, a cash cow or a stack of cash behind me to make the bet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and here's a good headline for you too. I was delivering pizza like not like a couple weeks ago. Like this
Really?
up until a
Dude,
couple weeks ago, I was delivering pizza to
I
pay for
I
my
love that.
ads, and
That's
I finally
crazy.
like was able to quit that.
That's
So
why I do
that's
this,
been
man. Like I freaking love that because like anybody can do this. That's the thing. Like anybody. I was a server at a country club for so long before I started my video business trying to figure it out. Like anybody can literally do this if you just learn the right things. And I think it's a good confidence booster for like anybody because it's like you don't have to be special to do this. Like I'm not special, you know? And it's like you just have to learn the skills needed. And as long as you know the skills and you do the things, you can get what you want out of it, right? Which is huge. It's absolutely huge. And I love to hear that. And like, where do you feel like maybe you would have been if you hadn't made the leap and like jumped into the program, done the uncomfortable things? Like, where do you feel like you might have been if you hadn't done
if I didn't join the program, I think that I would have just continued to do one-off stuff, and that just wasn't fulfilling to me, and I probably just would have gave up, honestly, and tried to find a different way to make money. You know, because I was always money driven in this business. You know, it's not like I said, it's not a crazy passion for me. So I would have probably tried to figure out something else.
Yeah, because you
So
have
I'm
to. I
glad it
mean,
worked out.
you have to. Yeah, obviously you have to make money in the business, and it's like you should be driven by those things. There's nothing wrong with that, you know. So, and last question, I'll let you get back to closing deals. But if anybody's maybe on the fence, like you were, about joining, right, making the bet on themselves, doing the uncomfortable thing, like being on the other side of it, and kind of knowing what you know now, like what advice would you give them about booking and just talking with us?
I would say trust the process. I mean, I remember when I found out about you guys, I watched every single testimonial,
Good. Yeah.
and those really helped me trust you guys because it's really hard to
You don't know who we
trust.
are. Or it could be some person on the internet doing whatever, you know? Yeah. So I get
Yeah, and
that.
I even had a referral in real life, and I was still skeptical because I
You
never
should
did
be.
something like this.
Yeah.
And I think that what my mindset was like, if I considered this a lot of money, then I have a bigger problem, you know, because I planned on making more money than the course costs. So it's like if this is a lot of money to me and I don't plan on making it back, then I have an issue with, you know, myself and my self-belief. So that really helped me pull the trigger. And then I also now am like, I'm just kind of addicted to reinvesting in my education now that I've done stuff that actually works.
Welcome to the
And
club. I was gonna say I do the
yeah,
same thing.
and I feel like you get something out of everything, even if it's a small thing. Just being in your community with other like-minded people and hopping on the calls is so great, especially from where I am. I'm in Connecticut, and there's not a lot of people I can talk to about this stuff. And so a lot of times, you know, it's not good to feel alone. So it's good to feel like there's other people. If you can just join something with like-minded people, it's worth the money every single time. So, yeah, I would say just do it, just go for it. You know, it worked out for
Well,
me,
and
it
I
worked
want to
out
I
for a
want to
lot of people.
acknowledge the piece of it that is so important. And it's that you did the work, you put in the time. This is not a magic pill, which I just have to say that for everybody, right? And they see this. It's like you put in the work and you did what was required. And as long as you can do that, like you'll get something out of it, you know? So, dude, I'm super excited to do another one of these when we're at 100K a month, 150K a month, 200K a month. Like it's literally just the beginning, and I appreciate your time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not going anywhere, man. I love the group, I love the guys.
Let's go.
So I appreciate it, man.
I love it. Awesome.